I am Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR NFL football. We're on week 4 picks, and hold on, I don't have my football here. Hold on. That's better. And last week was a surprise, a bit of a toss-up week. Not toss-up, I forget the word. All right, so week 1. Oh yeah, we're on week 4. Okay, I thought I was missing one. Week 1, we went 10-6. Now, in the comments to the last video, this just shows how little I know about things. I said 10-6, I guess, and somebody said the way you say it is 10 and 6. I was like, oh, okay. So that was pretty good, and that was randomly picking them out of the bag. Then week 2, my son and I got together and came up with our picks, and we went 12-4. So we were feeling very cocky and picked for week 3. Now, my feeling is this did not go as well, but we will see how we did. So, the Bills, yes. The Falcons lost. Wait, how did I do it last time? Did I mark the winners? No, I marked losers. Okay, we got this one wrong. The Packers lost to the Browns. The Texans lost to the Jaguars. Oh, shoot. The Bengals lost to the Vikings. The Steelers won. This game, yeah, the Rams. Wait, how did that one end up going? Oh, the Eagles pulled it out, didn't they? That was a oddly close game. Okay. The Bucks won. The Colts won. The Raiders lost to the Commanders. The Chargers won. The Seahawks won. The 49ers won. The Cowboys lost to the Bears. That was an exciting game. The Chiefs won. The Lions beat the Ravens. And I'm kind of happy to be wrong about that one. The Bills won. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did not get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 7. Does that add up? Yep. So, week 3, 9 and 7. Not as successful. But there were a lot of upsets. That was the word I was looking for before. So, it's kind of wild. All right. So this week, we are on week 4. Our first game will be on Thursday. I have to look at a calendar for the date. You know that? Let's see. Saturday was the 20th. Sunday's 21st. Monday's 22nd. Tuesday's 23rd. Wednesday's the 24th. So it must be the 25th, but I'm not going to write that down because I'm always wrong with dates. But I think it's the 25th of September. Okay. Put those in my file over here. My drawer. All right. Week 4. So I know some people want me to go back to random draw, but I'm enjoying picking. I think it's fun. It's sort of like a fun little exercise to do with my son. Although I think he's pretty busy this week, so I didn't call him, bug him, but we still sorted it out. All right, so our first game is Thursday. Hold on. Need this just to look at how I did it before so I don't change it up too much. On Thursday, we have a game at 8:15, and that is the Seahawks. I wonder if I'm going to be able to fit it at Cardinals. We'll just write card. And maybe I can fit it Cardinals. Okay, so that's our first game. So Seahawks are seeming to be a pretty legitimate team. They held their own against the 49ers. They easily beat the Steelers and the Saints. So now we'll see how they fare in Arizona on Thursday night. So it will be a Cardinals home game, but Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks. Let's see if we can find the Cardinals in here real quick. Cardinals, where are you? If I don't find them, I'll just skip over that for now. There they are. Okay. So, Seahawks. Okay, I want a pink pen for the win. I heard I was a little harsh on some of the teams last week, so I'll try to be nice. All right, on Sunday we have an early morning game, 9:30 a.m., which means we'll have to get up at 6 for cat and eggs. And that is it's the Vikings at Steelers. And what that is a game at Croke Park in Ireland. And the Steelers are the home team. And I think that's what they're doing with these international games. They're kind of making the different places the home of a certain team. So like the Steelers have a history with, Cooper just walked in the room and if you hear him, ignore. The Steelers have a history with Ireland. In fact, they're owned by the Rooney family. And the Rooney family were steel mill workers in Ireland back since like the 1800s. And so the coach of the Steelers said this game's kind of in memory of, is it Art Rooney, who died recently? But the Rooneys have owned the Steelers forever. So that's kind of an interesting story. And this will be the very first game in Dublin. The Steelers are expected to have a lot of fans there because they're kind of the designated home team. So it should be a lot of black and gold. The Vikings have been better all-around team so far this year. The Vikings are doing great. But in Ireland, with the excitement and everything, I think there'll be a wee bit of Irish luck for the Steelers. I'm going Steelers. Sorry, Vikings. I know I have Vikings fans if there are any left here, but I gotta go Steelers. In Ireland, come on. All right, where are you, Steelers? Steelers. Vikings. I don't know. Getting up early on a Saturday to watch football seems wild. Wild. Okay. So we're going Steelers for that one. And then, let's see, we have a 1 o'clock. We have a bunch of 1 o'clock games. The Commanders at the Falcons. Now, the Falcons played terribly last Sunday. Like, really bad. They didn't manage to score a single point, and they gave the Panthers their first win of the season. While they should play better against the Commanders, the Falcons will still struggle to stop Marcus Mariota and Jaden Daniels. So I'm going Commanders for the win. Commanders and Falcons. Where are you, Falcons? There we go. All right, we're going Commanders. Boy, this Sharpie is not. Hold on one second. This must be the brand new one. All right. Okay. And then at 1 o'clock, we have Saints. Saints at Bills. This is the biggest no-brainer of all time. Bills for the win. Sorry, Saints. Okay, Bills. I know the Saints are in here. The Saints. Oh, when those Saints go marching in. When the Saints go marching in. I want to be. I can't find it. I'll find it later. Some of you know my dad has Alzheimer's, and he used to always sing the song, "Oh, when those Saints go marching in." And I think last time I was with him, he couldn't remember that song. And that kind of bummed me out. Anyway, okay. At 1 o'clock, but overall he's doing pretty good. We have the Browns at the Lions. Oh, those Lions. It's very exciting. I'm feeling very excited. The Lions, they looked as good as ever after that convincing win over the Baltimore Ravens. Who'd have thunk it? And while the Browns shocked everyone with the win over the Packers, the Lions offense will be just too overwhelming for Cleveland. We're going with the Lions for the win. My childhood home team. There they are, the Lions. Let's just see if we see the Browns and the Saints in here. We haven't found either of those. Let's see. Nope, nope, nope. Texans, Jaguars, Browns. There they are. Huh. All right, there we go. Lions over the Browns, the Bills over the Saints, Commanders, Steelers, Seahawks. Okay. All right, and then at 1 o'clock, we also have, do we have one? Yeah, one. Panthers at Patriots. The Patriots and the Panthers, they're both teams trying to figure out what to do with their young quarterbacks. I really think this is going to be a toss-up. So the only way to do it is to give it to the home team, Patriots, for the win. Patriots. Panthers. Patriots for the win. Okie dokie. We have another 1 o'clock. The Chargers at the Giants. The Chargers are a scary team this year. Their defense is as good as last year. And Justin Herbert has their offense playing significantly better. The Chargers may be Super Bowl contenders, while the Giants will be looking for an early first-round draft pick. Chargers for the win. Let's go. Where's Chargers? Where are you, Chargers? There we go, Chargers. I did just see the Giants, actually. Where are you? Literally Chargers. All right, at 1 o'clock, we have the Eagles at the Buccaneers. While the Eagles may be the best team in the league and squeaked it out against the Rams last Sunday, the Baker Mayfield-led Buccaneers are just too hot right now. Going Buccaneers. Bucks. All right. That's a hot pick right there. That's a hot pick. All right. Also at 1, the Titans at the Texans. You know, the Titans and the Texans haven't been able to get anything going this year. Both teams are looking for their first win. I think CJ Stroud gets done in Houston. Texans for the win. Titans, Texans, going Texans. All right, and then we move on to 4:05. We have the Jaguars at the 49ers. Remember that time I wrote 49ers 49RS and people laughed at me. I stand by it. 9 as an E. You shouldn't have to have an E there. Even without Brock Purdy, George Kittle and Brandon, what's his name? Ayuk. The 49ers offense just keeps humming. The Jaguars haven't proved enough to beat the Niners. We're going 49ers. 49ers. All right. Over the Jags. All right. At 4:05. There is the Colts at Rams. The Rams are a great football team. Well coached, skilled, experienced players, and this game is in LA. However, the Colts are playing the best football out of Indy since Andrew Luck retired. Maybe I just want the Colts to win, but I'm going Colts. Did I do a video about the Colts? I think I did. Maybe I did. Maybe I studied for it and then never had a chance to do it. I can't remember. No, I think I did. I think I did a video on the Colts. All right. And then at 4:25 on Sunday, we're still on Sunday, we have the Ravens. That was a wild game. That was a wild game with the Lions. Very exciting. Okay, we have the Ravens at the Chiefs. The Ravens, lost that big game at home, but they're still excellent on both sides of the football, and the Chiefs kind of feel like they're falling apart. It's at Arrowhead Stadium, but I'm still going Ravens for the win. Ravens. Let's see, Chiefs and Ravens. How do we have this many left here, guys? Where are the Ravens? Ravens? Where are you? There they are, Ravens. Okay. And then at 4:25 also, we have the Bears at Raiders. So, even with Tom Brady being a minority owner of the Raiders and helping the team out in the coach's box this past weekend, not sure how that's allowed since he's also a color commentator, but okay. The Las Vegas Raiders isn't great. While the Bears still have a lot to prove, they played great against the Cowboys. So what do we do? We're going Bears. Bears for the win. The Bears. All right. Now we're on to the nighttime 8:20 game, which is Packers at Cowboys. Sunday night football in the Death Star is always exciting, and there won't be any sun to blind the Cowboys receivers, which has been an excuse. Also, Micah Parsons makes his return to play with his former team. This should be a good one. We're going Packers. Packers for the win. Okay, now we have a Monday night doubleheader. Can you call it doubleheader if they're not one after another? I'm not sure. Maybe you don't call it that. I feel like a doubleheader, you have to have a game and then another game. But and these are kind of happening. Okay. Anyway, that's all beside the point. At 7:15 on Monday night, we have Jets at the Dolphins. While the Dolphins aren't good, they showed flashes against a great Bills team last Thursday. They've also had an extra 3 days of rest for this game, so it might surprise you guys to know we're going Dolphins. Okay. Monday at 8:15. There is a Bengals at Browns. I've done videos on both these teams. And the Vikings, the Steelers. I did the Packers. I think I did the Bears. I haven't done one of those in a while. Anyway, okay, so at 8:15, I thought Jake Browning was going to play better last weekend. Until he proves he can still run this Bengals offense, we got to go Broncos. Broncos for the win. Oh, okay, you can still see that, I guess. Did I write this wrong? I was saying Browns. Not Browns, Broncos. I think I was thinking of those videos I've done. Broncos. Okay, we're going Broncos. I don't know why I screwed that one up. Okay, so we have for the win Seahawks, Steelers, Commanders, Bills, Lions, Patriots, Chargers, Bucks, Texans, 49ers, Colts, Ravens, Bears, Packers, Dolphins, Broncos. All right, we'll see how we do next for week 4. Let's make sure we have all our cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, next week. Week 5 starts some bye weeks for some of the teams. So let's see, what game are we most excited about? This, well, Ravens Chiefs probably going to be pretty exciting. The Lions, I was like. This Ireland Vikings Steelers, I like both these teams. I like watching them, but 9:30 a.m. is kind of early. Packers, Cowboys, Bears, Raiders, Colts, Rams. Oh, there's going to be a lot of good matchups here. Oh, well, we'll see. We shall see. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Extra paper right here. Okay. Some of these I'm not really sure how I feel about. I think one that worries me is this Eagles box. Also,